standing in front of you right now is a true tag team. And one day, we about to get real. 6 times are coming soon. Shane, Miz, welcome to the Usos Penitentiary.
The Usos are a tag team of Samoan descent consisting of twin brothers Jay and Jimmy Uso. Both men are currently signed to the WWE, where they have performed on both the Raw and SmackDown brands, successfully winning the tag team titles of both the shows. A fan favorite tag team, the duo is arguably one of the most famous and successful sibling tag teams in WWE history. The two men are currently in their 6th reign as champions for the company, which speaks volumes for their talent and success both inside and outside the ring. While a lot is known about their wrestling abilities, the brothers have managed to keep their personal lives under wraps. In this video, we will list 10 things you probably didn't know about SmackDown's hottest tag team, the Usos. Jonathan Fatu and Joshua Fatu, Jimmy and Jay, battled under various ring names before they finally rose to enough fame to stick to the one they have. While the Usos seem like the best name for the two men, they have fought under various names earlier, such as the Fatu brothers, the Fatu twins, and the Uso brothers. Since they are of Samoan descent, they picked the Usos as their final name to stick with, as the word Uso means brother in the Samoan language. Hence, the name is perfect for the two men who have performed together for almost a decade now and have stuck together through thick and thin. Their wrestling style almost completely complements each other's, as this has been the reason behind their mega success on the main roster. Even though many sibling tag teams have gone in and out of the WWE, there is little doubt that the Usos are the best of the lot and continue to prove that night after night. Many wrestlers have had the fortune of coming into the business knowing that they might get a push since they're from a family or former wrestlers. The Harts, Rhodes, and Ortons are prime examples of wrestlers who have constantly been linked to their family whenever they've entered the ring. However, no current stars have as much family history in wrestling as the Usos. If you didn't already know, Jimmy and Jay are sons of the famous Rikishi. If that's not surprising enough for you, then maybe you'll be surprised to know that the late Eddie Fatu, known as Umaga, was their uncle and played the main role of getting them into wrestling. Hailing from the Anawahi family, the Usos have famous wrestlers all around them in family gatherings. The Tonga Kid is also their uncle, while Tamina Snuka, Samu, Rosie, Roman Reigns, and Yokozuna are their cousins. Currently, the Usos are WWE's premier tag team, but it may come as a surprise to many that the duo never planned on becoming wrestlers. That's right, even though the two are from a family that's lined with top wrestlers, the Usos were never interested in becoming pro wrestlers till they were given an ultimatum by their uncle. The two were working a manual job at a furniture store and not giving much of a thought to their future before Umaga asked them to come to Houston to train with him to become wrestlers and make something out of themselves. At that time, the two brothers were drinking their lives away and had put on a considerable amount of weight. They made the decision that day, called and quit their jobs on the spot, and took off for Texas in the dead of night. Looking at the two superstars today, it seems as though they were born to wrestle and had planned on becoming wrestlers since day one. After their uncle Umaga convinced the duo to start training, they felt that their weight and their limited skills would hinder their progress. Due to that reason, Jimmy and Jay kept putting off trying out with WWE until they felt they were actually ready, not wanting to rush it and blow their chance. Even though that was the case, they had a tryout match on SmackDown to prove they were good for the big stage prior to their training in Houston. The tryout match didn't work out well, as they bombed their audition in front of legendary workers like Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, even going so far as to actually be kicked out of the ring twice. The brothers broke in tears, and even Umaga was disappointed in them. The brothers took some time off and only took their third chance when they believed they were 100% certain they'd make it through. Thankfully for them, the third time was a charm. Jimmy and Jay competed in World Extreme Wrestling around 2007, as the promotion was founded by their distant relative and former pro wrestler Alpha Anoa'i, also known as Wild Samoan 1 in WWE. However, the duo did not have much training and were basically just trained by their father, Hall of Famer Rikishi. After they moved to WWE and tried out with the company, it was evident that they needed a lot more training to perfect the art and skill of wrestling and continue their family legacy. For this purpose, their uncle and two-time IC champion Umaga stepped up to train the boys. He was not alone, as WWE WWE would also appoint former heavyweight champion and Hall of Famer Booker T to help with their training. They continued to have matches among them here and there. The Usos credit the two of them for teaching them proper technique, since they were familiar with working before this but realized they didn't have proper knowledge of what they were doing. Love him or hate him, one thing everyone loved about the Usos was their entrance. When the team was drafted to SmackDown in 2011, the brothers started performing a unique entrance that caught the eye of the universe and instantly made them a hit act. The entrance is called the Siva Tau, the Samoan version of the New Zealand Haka, and was mainly performed when the duo remained faces. They first pitched the idea to Billy Kidman, who vetoed it, and 6 months later told them that Vince wanted to see them do it. Vince was impressed and suggested that the brothers perfect the entrance so they could start doing it on TV. Initially, they started doing the Haka instead of the Siva, but soon switched after they received backlash and were even called kayfabe Samoans. The Siva became a very important part of their character on screen and continued to remind the fans how great the Samoan community's service to the sport was. It's not uncommon for people to find their soulmates at their workplace, and the same is applicable to those in WWE. We've seen Triple H get married to Stephanie, Edge got married to Beth Phoenix, and Brock Lesnar got married to Sable. Similarly, Jimmy Uso also married fellow wrestler and longtime girlfriend Trinity McRae, known as Naomi in the world of WWE. The two tied the knot in a private ceremony in January of 2014. Naomi is a well-accomplished wrestler herself and has won 2 women's titles. This isn't Jimmy's first marriage, as he was married once before and has 2 children. This has made Naomi the stepmother of Jimmy's 2 children, Jayla and Jaden. Jey Uso, on the other hand, married his wife Takesha Travis in 2015. They have 2 sons together. Being a tag team is not really an extraordinary feat, but being a record-breaking tag team sure is. After moving to the main roster in 2010, the Usos slowly started making their way to the top. They won the Raw Tag Team titles twice in 2014 and won the Slammy Award for Tag Team of the Year in both 2014 and 2015. But that's not all, as the brothers won the SmackDown Tag Team titles on 3 occasions in 2017 after they beat American Alpha for their first reign and the New Day twice for their following 2 reigns. In 2019, the Usos won the titles a record-setting 4th time by defeating The Miz and Shane McMahon. This is the highest number of reigns for the SmackDown Tag Team titles for any team. They were the first team to win both the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles as well. Even though their father was one of WWE's most recognized stars, Jimmy and Jay had more interest in football than wrestling during their younger days. The brothers attended Escambia High School in Pensacola, Florida, where they played competitive football. Together they moved to the University of West Alabama and continued their football careers there, where they were both linebackers. Jimmy played a single season in 2003, while Jay continued to play till 2005. Just like many current wrestlers who dreamed of becoming NFL stars such as Mojo, Rawley, and Baron Corbin, Jimmy and Jay too hoped to make it big in the NFL. They started training with their father to start wrestling, which helped them get built bigger and stronger, which helped them in both sports. Just like Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay found much more success in wrestling than they did in the world of football, and made them instant hits with the universe. It's no secret that the Usos love drinking, and that has landed them in quite a bit of trouble over the years. In January of 2018, after a WWE live event in Texas, Jey Uso was arrested for DUI. He was pulled over by a Texas Department of Public Safety trooper at approximately 2 a.m. He failed to use his turn signal, which prompted the trooper and led to his arrest. He was released later on in the day after posting a $500 bond. Just over a year later, on February 14th of 2019, Jimmy Uso was arrested in Detroit following a dispute with police officers when he, Jay, and Naomi's Dodge Journey rental vehicle was pulled over when driving the wrong way on a one-way street. Naomi was driving the vehicle when the officer pulled them over, but Jimmy exited the vehicle and removed his shirt, which prompted the officers to pull out their taser gun. Jimmy was placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct and obstruction of justice. Luckily for the brothers, both times the WWE did not punish them in any way for their actions. And these are 10 things you probably didn't know about the Usos. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Hub, and I will see you later in the next video.